Hey everyone! In the last video, we installed Python and Visual Studio Code, and today we're going to write our first real program, and hopefully by the end of the video, you're going to understand print statements and comments. So we're starting it off kind of light, but don't worry, we're going to get into the good stuff in the future videos. Alright, in the last video, we talked about the setup, but just in case you forgot, or if you're new here, all you're going to want to do is create a folder that you want your project to be in. Inside that folder, create a file, name it main.py. Inside Visual Studio Code, click Open Folder, select that folder, and it should pop right up. Okay, so we're going to start with print statements, and these are the easiest way to show something or display an output. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a moment. So, how do you write it? Well, it's pretty simple. You just type print, and then inside parentheses, you're going to output your message. Now, we're just going to output a line of words, so the way that you do that is you put it in quotes, and then type what you want. There you have it. Hello world. You're going to want to make sure that you save your file, otherwise it might not appear, and then click Run. Okay, so if you look at the terminal, you're going to see that it printed out hello world. And that's what we mean by display. Anytime we say display or output, we mean does it show up in the terminal. Now, just to mention it, this thing in quotes right here, we call that a string. And we'll cover that more in our variables and data types video. So we can have multiple print statements, and Python is going to run them one line after the other. So if I wanted to print out my name is, save the file, click Run, and you can see that it prints out hello world and my name is. Now it's important to realize that since hello world comes first, it's going to print out first in the terminal. So if I take print my name is, and I move that on top of hello world, don't forget to save your program, guys. You're going to see that it changes to my name is, and then hello world beneath it. Now, it might seem simple, but this can actually be very handy when it comes to debugging. If you want to know where your code is breaking, just create two print lines, and whichever print line isn't reg, you're going to know that the problem occurs within there. But that's a little advanced for right now. Okay, now moving on to comments. They are exactly as they sound, just notes for you or other programmers. And Python is going to ignore these. So whatever you type, it's not going to affect the output of your code whatsoever. With that said, they can be really helpful to explain what your code is doing, either for yourself if you're looking back at something in a few months, or for someone else reading it, and I highly recommend using them. So, how do we write a comment? All you do is hashtag, and then write whatever your heart desires. This is a comment. But if we want to use it in a practical way, let's explain what we're doing here. We are printing out my name is. Or you could say like, this is a print statement. And it goes without saying that whatever is beneath the comment is what you're describing. So you're probably wondering if there's a way that we can indicate multi-line comments instead of using hashtag for every new line. And unfortunately, for Python, there is no dedicated syntax for that. But that's okay, because you can still have multi-line comments. You just have to put a hashtag for each line. And if you forget, you're going to see your words are now in white, and this is in yellow, meaning that there's an issue with your code, and if you try and run it, well, it runs, but it can cause an error. And another useful thing to point out is that it's only what's after the hashtag that is ignored. So if I have my line right here, print hello world, I can add a comment directly on that line and just say printing hello world. And you can see, doesn't affect my output whatsoever. But if I wanted to do it the opposite way and move it in front, it doesn't print hello world anymore. And it's pretty easy to see that anything in green is commented out. Sometimes it might also be like a dark gray. So let's move this back. Okay, so I think I'm going to end each of these with a little challenge so that you can test what you've learned. And look at that, I'm using comments to write this. But what I want you guys to do is to write a program with at least 3 print statements and a comment explaining what the program does. So you can print out a greeting, print out your favorite color, print out your favorite food, and then add a comment at the top to describe what your program does. And remember, when you're printing these, don't forget your quotes. That's a really common error. And that's going to be it for today. So hopefully you now have a pretty solid understanding of comments and printing. And if you're ready, you can move on to the next video where we're going to be covering data types and variables. Thanks for watching.